I may, I live over in Tresham Meadows. Tresham Meadows was really what caused this affordable housing crisis in our car. That's something you guys might wanna look into, getting somebody like Davis, who owns that started this bull trap, of a possibility of creating another Tresham Meadows. You could build 180 affordable homes in one area. Tresham Meadows is not your typical trailer park, it really isn't. In fact, they do a background check on anybody wanting to buy a house. If you have a criminal record, you ain't coming in, simple as that. But you could solve the affordable housing crisis here in town by just getting somebody like Davis to come in and put a mobile home park. And it's not your typical mobile home that you see wherever. I'm not even gonna bring up names. You know, this is class. When my wife and I bought the house, it cost us $165,000. Today, that same home is selling for $210,000. We own the home, but we rent the land from Davis, and that will solve whatever issues you have like that. Thank you.
Good evening, my name is Louis Zucker. I'm a Manhattan resident and County of Burlington, State of New Jersey. I want to say congratulations to the new fire volunteer. I'd like to see more of that. And I want to thank to Jim Hart for letting me know about this great meeting. I had two choices, Leamington or Medford. I picked Medford. I came here. And to tell my family member went to the Halloween. I put them an Uber to get here from my house to over there. Experienced wonderful, ate a lot. They want to come back. They originally came from Puerto Rico. I said, I want to see Halloween. Well, I could Uber you over there. And they loved it. Second is, are you going to have any Christmas event this year for Medford? Or I'd like to know if you have, so I could come. And I saw really pleased to come right here to see my old friends. He's from, and I grade my phone to a near 6K resolution, perfect quality. And I'm a YouTube journalist. I like to record meetings in high definition, let everybody know what's going on. And congratulations to our new local government of New Jersey. You can tell me anything about the Christmas parade, anything?
The Dickens Festival.
Huh?
Dickens Festival.
Oh.
It's on December 6th.
See? Okay, taking me as a guest, and it's going to be, as soon as I get to one, it's going to be in a MEDFORD Facebook page, 4K quality, unedited. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Carol Swanson. I'm at 21 Sawmill Road here in Medford. I'm here on ordinance 2025-17, which I believe should be its first reading. I don't know why it's listed as a second. I was here at the last meeting and wasn't even afforded a copy of the resolution. I've been left a phone message which basically, I have a copy here if you need here. It said we can't give it to you. It's just a number change. You're not gonna see it until it's in front of the, so I got it this time, but now it looks like I can't make comments on it where it is in the meeting, and that's just not right.
If I could, it's the second reading, it actually will have a public forum to discuss that. So if you'd like to wait a moment, we will be opening up for a public hearing about that ordinance.
Okay.
Specifically about that.
Thank you. Then, but before I forget, because I have to rush out of here, thank you for helping the homeowners association by not making a loan to us, but guaranteeing the loan that the state is making to us. You are putting the credit of the township on the line if we fail in our payment obligation. So I just didn't want any impression to anyone from anything worded in the ordinance. They were giving money or loaning have to, and we thank the township for standing behind us, this is your security. So thank you. The only other thing is, since I'm still a member of the public, it sounds like on the, low income number of 171, that we're ratcheting it up to bigger development by making a total of 6 units for each one of those 171. Not low income housing, but household.
4 additional to the.
4 additional to 1,
Yeah.
okay.
It is the worst proportion that that we would have to, we're actually using credits to bring that number down.
But if what you're trying to do is say, we would never build 400 more units. Please look at the obligation as the number of 171, and look at ways to get that number met without causing a tsunami of additional housing. That's what I'm hearing here. People aren't saying, don't build one, and you're saying we have trouble getting private development. There's got to be other ways. One member of the public already raised it. I know in other communities, I have in the past worked with legal aid, there are communities of low income housing that may not be the way to go, but it is worth considering. So please don't let that obligation ratchet up to make the town different than what you intend and what it has historically allowed as a way for anybody to live and enjoy what we have. And yes, if it's okay, will I be able to comment in the comment
Yes.
period for that?
Yeah.
For the other resolution? Okay.
So we'll have this gentleman, and then with that, Hannah.
Hello, my name is Mike Maloney, and I'm live in Medford, 33 Baldwin Way, and represent the FGLEA Homeowners Association as an officer. Also have Anna here, who is also an officer, and we're here to support an ordinance 2025-19 with regards to the feral cat ordinance. We have a feral cat community that would really benefit from support. Here, unfortunately, I haven't had an opportunity to read the ordinance. I thank you, Tara. She got back to me. I requested a copy of it, and apparently it's not available until after the first reading, so I understand that. So also I'd like to publicly thank Daniel. He was very helpful, and as soon as it was a problem that was addressed, he was very quick to help us out and to help draft this ordinance. So, so thank you so much for that.
Hi, my name is Kenyatta Jones. I live here in Medford at 14 Bennington Drive. I want to disclose that I am a school board member, but I am speaking in my personal capacity. To be honest, I was watching this live from home because we were moving kids from practices, but I felt the need to come and speak because I hear what the council is saying about being mandated by the law to build these houses. I don't think there's a mandate that these developers get tax abatements. I understand that might be a negotiating tactic that the council uses, but in these past 3 rounds that have been completed, I don't recall once where the council has interacted with the school board to understand and discuss the impact these tax abatements have on the schools, and there it trickles down to our taxpayers. Because when you build 500 units to get in 100 affordable units, that's a whole bunch more students that come to our schools. And if there's a tax abatement, who's paying for it? We're paying for it. And our schools are suffering already. You know, the schools are struggling to balance their budget. When I went to a conference, I spoke to people from other counties, and they were shocked that our council has never interacted with the school board and figured out ways to negotiate things for the schools, which ultimately helps our taxpayers. So, for example, they might get a tax abatement, but they build things for our schools, or they build playgrounds. I haven't seen that here, and that's concerning to me, and that makes me feel as though there is no real transparency and collaboration to help not just our schools, but our taxpayers. So when you're gonna give a tax abatement, then you figure out ways to help us. And I would hope that the council is going to do that in the future and with round 4, and that the deals are not gonna be the same as they were before, because we're going lower in the hole, and it's our taxpayers that have to pick up the deficit and none of the new people coming in. I personally have, when I hear we don't want those houses, none of us want those houses, it hurts me to even say that, or hear people say that, because I have no problems with the houses. I don't want the effects to be negatively impact our environment, our traffic, our town, and our schools, because that's essentially what these developers are using to market their regular priced housing. And our schools are suffering. So I would hope that the council takes this into account when they make other recommendations or deals with developers. Thank you.
Brian Carnes, is this on? First, the cat thing, I'm kind of lost with this. What are we doing with the feral cats? This is the first I've heard of them being a nuisance, and there's certainly a lot of good people in this community that will step up and help. If the cats go to the county, they get put down. So you guys are now gonna be cat killers? What are we doing with cats? What are we doing with them?
So, let me clarify this, Mr. Prince. So this is part of the program with the county. So if there is a public nuisance of a cat that's been come to our awareness, we send a cat.
Do they go to the shelter?
Hang on a second. A cat controller, whatever that might be called. Yeah, animal control, out.
So you're killing them?
Hang on. They capture the cat, they take it to the county, they spay or neuter the cat, they mark the cat's ear. This is all in the ordinance. They spay or they mark the cat's ear. They release that cat back into the population.
Thank you. Back to where it came from. Appreciate it, man. I'm jumping the gun because things are crazy in this room, and I wouldn't put something like that past you guys. No offense, okay?
Appreciate that.
That's Ted Bundy stuff if you guys start killing cats.
Sure.
All right, so the last meeting I was at, fellas, I came up here and I suggested to you that your attorney here brought in your township manager as a team to continue to build. I even dropped the LLC's name. What did you guys find out about it?
The LLC. Mr. Horn, would you like to address your LLC?
As I disclosed to council, I have had no relationship with the Prime law firm or any developer prior to taking this job. My sole relationships with developers have always been on the township side of the table, and they've always been in municipal buildings, not in restaurants, not in hotels, not in casinos.
Why would the township manager even be talking to people in their community about doing townhomes? Is that part of his position here? Residents here, somebody that wants to move a project and do something. Is the manager supposed to be part of that process? Kathy Berger was in the past? But anyway, did you actually look at the LLC? Because he is supposed to notify you when he opens it up. I don't think he did. It doesn't matter, okay? I can tell you right now, it's snowing outside. Go look. Did you look at the LLC? It seems like the registration's really weird. It's really simple. I hope I'm wrong, but prove it. It's very simple. Deputy Mayor, you ask him, I want to see this LLC. You can't do it without a court order, so obviously the residents can't take a look at it. I think, and I've been told a lot about him, okay, out of Pemberton, and he has done business with the Primes. I'm sure there's no proof, all right, because it's all LLCs in other states. Otherwise, why would you do this? So I'm asking you, Mayor, Deputy Mayor, please just take a look at it. You can talk to him and just squash it. If there's nothing there, but he should be able to open it up and show you. He's here for, what, I think 10 months when he opens it up. And it's 4 months before this development's announced. Whatever, man, it just seems a little sketchy. All right, so let's go on about the affordable housing thing here. Sorry, man, a little shaken up. I gotta tell you, a 2-year-old in this room can tell you something stinks up here. It's unbelievable. We have some of the brightest, most intelligent residents in this community, right? Takes some money to get in here. They're really smart. Some of these are well above your pay grade, guys, unless you're getting kickbacks from the builders, okay? Maybe you do have more money than them. But they're smart people, they're up here, they're asking really good questions, and you're shutting them right down. You are. Like, we don't know what we're talking about. Yo, I may not, okay? It has been really hard to figure out what's going on here. But there are some really smart people coming up here and talking, and you're all saying, we're all wrong. Everybody in this room that's come up and on social media and has nailed points is wrong. Come on, man, get on the right side. Mike and Bethany, that's who I'm talking to. You guys are gonna be here next year. The other three are out. You're gonna be holding the bag, and we're gonna be dealing with this development. And when you suggest that we don't have enough money to do this affordable housing thing on our own, think about the tax increase. Guarantee you it's gonna be $1,200 at least. I'm talking $43 million is what they need right off the bat is what I'm hearing. You guys could go to a referendum and say, look, residents, we will figure out 17 homes a year, but you might cost each resident $500. Why don't you even give us that option? We're gonna be paying the schools and you're getting the city here, or you could have the farm fields, okay, and our taxes a little higher, whatever. The schools are a mess with you guys, and you always blame it on them. Every time the tax bill comes up, council says 80% goes to the schools. But what I've learned about these pilot programs is you guys are dumping a lot of homes. Residents are in our school district now on us. We're paying, we're picking up. 43 kids, guys, are. Mayor, do you know there's 43 kids at Kirby's right now? None of them, the families, whatever, it's not them, it's the builder. They don't contribute $1 to the property taxes, to the school taxes. No funding, 43. It's $24,000 a student, okay? Do the math. We're paying for it either way. So I find this just really hard to believe that you guys are suggesting that everybody else is wrong, you have it right. I'll ask you another question. So this had to be turned in, this whole plan for this development. What was the date had to be turned in by?
June 30th?
Or what happens? Yeah, what would happen if we just didn't turn it in? You guys cherry pick stuff. You ignore all the storm runoff on Main Street, everything. Mr. Watson, you ignored everything, the state regulations with the storm runoff, okay, for all your friends. 100% wasn't doable. So you guys are cherry picking some state laws. But what happens if we don't?
We would leave ourselves open to a builder's remedy suit.
Like your father did to the town in the mid-90s. That's insane, man. The fox is in the hen house. It's so clear, man. And you guys are trying to put lipstick on a pig and sell it to us. You really are, man. And it's insulting. It really is insulting. I don't know how all 5 of you, man, it's so disappointing to hear, especially Mike and Bethany. You guys are either drinking the Kool-Aid, all your information, if it's come from our attorney here, you're nuts for believing it. You are crazy. It's been clear, okay? The newspaper articles, you can't throw a rock in this town without hearing somebody that was hurt by this law firm. And I'm serious. It's all over the place. Yo, your father, man, what he did to my mom.
Mr. Carter, your time's done, thank you.
I hope you guys are listening. Will you ask your manager? Did you know the clients brought him in?
Thank you.
I'm just trying to buy some time. We got a friend coming.
I understand, thank you.
All right.
How you guys doing? Dave Barnes, 9 Atkinson Board. Glad to hear you're sitting cats. These tax abatements, who decides if these tax abatements go for 5 years, 10, 15, or 30? My understanding is council. Is that true? For the builders? Is that true? Who makes the decision of, is this place gonna, this apartment complex, are they gonna pay no taxes for 5 years, 10, 15, 20, who makes that decision?
So, Mr. Prime, if you could answer that, this is my first time
Sure.
with going through this round.
Sure.
So
To answer the question, it's a negotiation between the builder developer and the town and the council.
Okay.
But the affordable housing is a conceptual plan right now.
Sure.
It's submitted to the state. There's nothing about pilots or tax abatements yet. It's premature to even talk about it because right now it's a conceptual plan to build these units.
But there was tax abatements on the third round.
There were limited tax abatements in the third round, on just the affordable.
So my understanding is that it has had a negative impact on the school. So either they're not telling the truth, or I'm just curious, because Mayor, or ex-mayor, retired Mayor Charles Watson, you would have probably made the decision as far as these tax abatements. And
Who made this decision?
yeah, the council's not part of this. Who makes the decision for 5 years, 30 years, 15, 20? This is big, because if you're gonna give a builder a 30-year tax abatement on an apartment complex, that dumps on the school district. The school asks for more money, and then people that don't know anything say, that school district, they mismanaged their money. But it's not the school district, it's the council. They don't have a say in these apartments. You guys do. We're not talking about the mandate, we're talking about the pilots here, the programs. Mike, do you know a couple of the builders live in Medford that were involved on Route 70, the building? You aware of that? 2 local builders? You are.
We refer to
2 local builders from Medford Township are involved on some of the construction for the apartments on Route 70. Are you aware of that?
Potentially, but.
We're not talking about builders from like out of the area,
Yeah,
I'm just saying, we're talking about 2, well, I don't wanna name them, but we're talking about 2 builders
Okay.
from Medford Township. How is the tax abatements being addressed with local builders and the township solicitor? Because you guys don't seem to be aware of it. This is important because, look, maybe you guys are right. There's no way around the housing. But there's some real sketchy stuff going on with these pilot programs. I believe there is. Who oversees it? Who writes the number? Mayor, I'm asking you, who writes the number? You've been up here for like 9 years. You don't know?
I already answered it. If there's a pilot agreement, it's negotiated between the developer and the council.
Okay, he's been here for 9 years. He doesn't know what I'm talking about. Why are you answering it for him?
I'm sure
He should be able to answer it. 9 years.
I'm sure he does.
I'm
Let me
hearing
answer.
from the school district, it's pretty crappy. Millions. Millions is being, they're not getting because of the decisions that councils make. Now, you've been here for 9 years and you're not aware of this. Mr. Watson,
I didn't say I wasn't aware.
who is making the tax abatement deals with the builders? Because we're talking about builders, we're talking about builders in Medford. That's important here. So there's this whole circle going on here. And Bethany, maybe you don't know about that. I didn't know about this till recent, that some of the construction for these apartments are builders from Medford. And my concern is, who makes the decisions for the taxes? Because if I can avoid paying taxes for 30 years to the school district, that's a pretty sweet deal. By the way, we're gonna blame the state. That's what we're gonna do. 4 years ago, Mr. Watson, you're part of this on the planning board 4 years ago, right? You were on there?
Sure.
You did spot zoning out by our farm. You rezoned a Pacific area, right, for high density building. This is 4 years ago, right? For stage 4. 4 years ago. You don't think in the last 4 years you could have come up with an idea, a solution, instead of building 800 homes and announcing it weeks before the deadline? 4 years he's had. Because there's no reason why you would rezone that agriculture to mass density building. The only reason is because they knew what they were gonna do 4 years ago. You could have made plans. Instead, Main Street. That's all you cared about.
30 seconds, Mr. Cole.
That's all you cared about. Congratulations. Mission accomplished. You wanted people on Main Street, you got it. I gave you that. You did. This thing stinks. The fact that nobody can answer about these tax abatements, and two of you guys have been up here for a long time. Who is making the votes? Who's making the decisions? Does this happen in the executive session?
I answered it already.
You didn't answer it. He's been here, he doesn't know what we're talking
I
about.
answered the question.
But I'll reiterate, the council ultimately makes.
Right.
It's a negotiated agreement.
It's a negotiating.
And how do the local builders get involved with all of this? How does this work?
So your time is completed, and so it's like.
Good answer.
So hang on, Mr. Prime will answer that, and then that time is finished, and then I believe Mr. Mark will ask.
Do I get a rebuttal?
My own? The only pilot agreements that the town has entered into with these units were on the affordable units only. So the development you're talking about, the, say, 100 units, the 25, 20 affordable units that came with those 100, there was a pilot on those 20, that portion of the project. That's it.
Speak up.
That's
Please,
it.
I can't hear you.
Is this on? The pilot agreements that were made on prior rounds were only for the affordable components of those projects. Does that make sense? It wasn't for the entire project.
So if you have 400 units, it's only for the
20%, yes.
Okay.
And it was to offset the cost for the developer there, so they could build. That was it. It was that pilot was for that part of the project only. We never had a pilot for a full residential development, only the affordable component.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And Mayor, if I could add to what Mr. Prime is saying, for any affordable units that were built using Affordable Housing Trust Fund, the New Jersey Home Mortgage Financing Agency requires the township to have a pilot for any affordable homes built with Affordable Housing Trust Fund money. And it's a 30, 35, or 40-year pilot.
State required.
State required.
That makes sense. But again, 4 years. 4 years you guys rezoned this farm. 4 years ago. Why not say, hey, listen, a tsunami's coming. We know it, because we're rezoning land that hasn't even been worked out. So I don't know how these deals are worked out, because nothing's public. But the planning board rezones, right, a piece of land out there, it's spot zoning, is what it is.
Mr. Collins, thank you.
Yeah, you're thank you.
Your time's done. Thank
That's
you.
a good night. Oh, one other thing, the Tricia Meadows thing, great idea. I actually support that. The problem is, there's no money for the builders. There's no money for the builders.
David,
Yes, I do.
that's why I said,
There's no money.
The mic has not been on this whole time, so the people can't hear anything. Hello? Can you hear me? All right, the people who haven't been able to hear anything, I've been trying to listen online as I drove here. You know, it's crazy that we're at an affordable housing hearing that should have been held well before the election.
I'm sorry, Mr. Duff, did you share your address?
Patrick Duff, I'm a Haddon Heights resident,
Thank you.
here to help Medford residents understand that they're being shellacked by their government. In 1986, Tim Prime was the counselor of this township. He drafted affordable housing regulations for this township that in 1996, he threatened this township with a builder's remedy suit, correct? Your daddy? How old were you? Now that suit that he threatened the township with was over a land that he didn't own himself at all. Other people owned that land. He created an LLC 1 week before filing a lawsuit against this township that the township paid him in 1998, $6.25 million not to build homes in Medford Township. He is your solicitor. He's the one that you are depending on to not have a conflict of interest with builders. Yet he already sued you for $6.25 million. Are you listening? Can you hear that? So what's really interesting is Hey, Mr. Harn, how you doing, man? Did you have the online stuff erased? Did you go online and ask for your, I know you did, it's okay. All right, check this out. So you have, your own report showed that you had 488 homes as of the report for affordable housing. But you know what's interesting is an Oprah was done to request all affordable housing for the township. And you left out these particular homes. I'm gonna put this on a record. Wildflowers has 10 units. Wingate has 30 units. Heritage has 25 units. Willows has 90 units. And Stevens has another 60 units. Meaning that you guys do not need any more affordable housing in this township. But you're lying and saying you need another 171 homes. Now this is on the record because the microphone's finally working. But this whole time, nobody's comments are going to be able to be on the record. So I want to make sure you understand that you're being lied to by your counsel, who has a severe conflict of interest, who drafted the affordable housing laws that he sued you upon, became rich, bought a house in Florida upon, and now is using the other developers in your township to screw you into submission again to build houses based upon a lie, based upon a fabrication. And it's sad because you're all residents of this township. You can't stand up to a person that's basically, I mean, imagine in 1998, you paid $6.25 million to preserve land that never really needed to be preserved. He didn't even own it. He had no rights to it. Think about that. You were defrauded out of $6.25 million out of the same person who now is your counselor. Oh, I would be upset. I would be upset. Are you upset? Does that make you upset at all, Mike? Huh? Eric? Chuck? If it doesn't, you're idiots. You're pure idiots.
All right, that's enough.
No, it's not. No, I can do whatever. It's free speech, buddy. Hey, do you understand what I
You
can
can
say?
actually, you can address them and me with respect, or else we'll have.
No,
an
I
officer
can
sitting back
say
in your seat.
whatever I want.
Okay.
On this microphone. You have no right to tell me what to say. Your daddy stole $6.25 million from this township.
Keep talking.
Yeah.
Keep talking.
Yeah. How old were you at that point?
Old enough to know
I guess you
what's
went to
going on.
Florida. You enjoyed
Mr.
yourself
Duff.
in Florida.
Mr. Duff.
I mean, that's a hell of an amount of money in 1998.
There will be respect in here, period.
Thank you.
Or you will be sitting down. That is it.
I can explain some. Go ahead, tell me not to speak anymore, because I'll sue you for that.
You have 30 more seconds.
Tell me not to speak anymore. I'll say whatever I want.
I'll accept service. Drop it off.
Mr. Listen, your township was taken for $6.25 million in 1998 by the same person who's your counselor now.
20 seconds.
Do you have a problem with that? Mr. Repstock, do you have a problem with that? See, you can't say nothing. What kind of chicken shit are you?
That's enough. That's it.
You're saying, wait, what are you gonna do? You're gonna tell me I can't speak anymore?
Time's up.
Saying you're a chicken shit?
Yeah, go sit down.
No, don't touch me, buddy. Trust me, you don't want to touch me.
Thank you for your time. You're excused.
No, I'm not excused yet.
You're out.
If you could.
Time's up. The last thing I'd like to say,
Our ordinance is 5 minutes. Thank you very much.
I'd request another
Thank you very
minute.
much.
I'm requesting another
Thank you for your
minute.
time.
I'm requesting
Thank
another
you for your
minute.
time. We appreciate it.
Request denied.
Are you, so are you telling me I can't speak anymore because they use the word shit?
Your feet
That's
on
why,
the
thank you
turn.
very much, I appreciate that, 'cause I'm gonna sue your ass now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll
Thank
accept
you.
service. You put it right in my office. Come on over, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Man in the back. Thank you.
Hi, Kara Webster, 70 from Main Street. Very meaningful process. I just have some questions, and so I'm like, sounds like a very big process, but.
Speak to the mic.
Thanks. So you had mentioned the Affordable Housing Trust and that there wasn't sufficient funds to cover the building of the affordable housing units. How much is in that trust?
We can't hear you.
She's asking how much is in
How
the.
much is in that trust?
Can you turn up the mic so we can hear, please? Sorry.
Yeah.
You guys turned all the way down.
Speak close.
Is that on? Yeah, I can just yell.
Free speech is 1%.
No, I was just curious about the funds that are in the trust to see, with that, in terms of covering the cost of those affordable units, I was curious about the, level of funding.
I don't know the exact number, we can find it.
I'll give her my card and give her that information next week.
Oh, yeah, I was just curious, and then, again, new to this process, but, I know a lot of talk was done about the abatements. Thank you. And with respect to the abatements, are those for all of them, like the market rate houses as well as the affordable, or how does that work?
Just the affordable and everything in the past.
Okay, okay. And then the council.
And we don't have anything planned for anything in the future. That's gonna be part of negotiations.
Okay.
Correct.
And that's just a negotiation between the council and the potential developer,
Correct.
not any tax payer say in that specific aspect? Okay. And then I did also have one last question. In terms of selecting the builder, is it an RFP process or some sort of competitive bidding process, or again, is that selected just via the council?
Mr. Brown, you want to explain to the builder?
How do you select the builder?
Well, it's private property, it's not
Right.
property owned by the council. So it'll be up to a builder to come in and present a plan to the planning board.
Okay.
That ultimately planning board would approve.
And that builder is gonna be.
And they negotiate, they negotiate with the owners of the
That's the
property.
property.
We're not buying property,
We're not selling developers' property to build.
Okay.
All it is identified property in our plan that can be developed on, that's gonna be developed on. It's up to the developer to then go secure the property and bring an application to the township planning board.
Okay, so it's a private person, it's a
Correct.
property, they then work with the
That is
builder.
correct.
Okay, all right, I just had those questions, thank you.
Can I address one thing? with
Sure.
the Trust fund and the answer. So, I've seen on social media, why aren't we just building 170, we can do 100% affordables, and that is legal by law. But to find a builder that's gonna do it, it takes some type of incentive. The last round of affordable housing, behind CVS, there's the Volunteers of
Yeah.
America building for disabled veterans. And because of what it was, they got tax credits from the federal government to help them build it. And we used $400,000, almost everything we had in our affordable housing trust fund, to be able to build something that was, number one, a really good place for disabled veterans, and 100% affordable housing. Since then, we haven't done enough development
Yeah,
to replenish that trust fund. So
yeah.
I just wanted to
No, I
make that.
understand, I mean, it's a delicate balance, I'm a big believer in affordable housing, but also understand that developers aren't just gonna come and play ball, they're not making anything, so.
Right.
But, all right, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Anyone else from the public?
Good evening, I'm Bernadette Garing, I live on Himalayan Road, and I'm not here to complain about the Himalayan Road project, because I figure it's already FUBAR. So, what I am here to complain about, however, is the last time I spoke at a council meeting was about 3 months ago, and I did mention to the council that bulk trash is an issue. I called Mr. Hornickel on the 15th of September and explained to him at that time, Mill Street has bulk trash sitting right outside of the blue apartment building. I think it might be 4 or 6 Mill Street. I'm so sorry, I do not know that information right off the top of my head. That said, I had told him that that trash had been there since at least the day Mill Street reopened to Himalayan Road. I hadn't been down that way since I couldn't get to my house via Mill Street, so I didn't know how much longer before that it had existed. But on September 15th, Mr. Hornickel, I would expect you to remember my conversation with you. I told you it had been there. It was kind of disgusting. It was mattresses, and I was told at that time that you were gonna have your new compliance officer go out and take a look. I was also told when I said, hey, just like I had suggested at council meeting, communication with our township employees who are here to protect and serve, as far as the officers are concerned, but the township engineers, who clearly were going down Mill Street, parking at the end, walking up and down Himalayan Road during the project, they're seeing this. They're not blind. Why was it not called in sooner? I called in, I was told, well, you know, our township employees are blue-collar workers. What that has to do with the price of tea in China, I have no idea, because I said, can't an email go out to the entire workforce of the township of Medford and say, hey, if you see it, report it? No, because we don't pay $12.50 per employee to Microsoft, so they don't all have emails, you see. I'm like, right, but they all get pay stubs. And in today's day and age, most of us get our pay stubs via an email. Okay, very few get them on a paper stub. But if so, we can print things on the paper stub. If you see it, report it. There's bulk trash. This, may I approach the council with a picture?
Yes,
Okay.
let me see first.
This was, oh, of course it did, because that's what happens. This was this evening.
I'm okay if you want to look at it.
May I can approach?
Thank you.
Ma'am, this was this evening. When I first called on September 15th, there were just mattresses and probably whatever was under the mattresses. Okay, this is 5 weeks later, and now there's additional furniture. And at that time, I said, oh, and there's a dishwasher or something down a little further, but you know, that might get taken care of because those are townhomes or private. That dishwasher was still there last week. Though those people took the time to neaten up the property and put the dishwasher in between their line of trash cans. A, if the compliance officer went out there, I'm sure a letter went out for a fine. B, why hasn't it been taken care of yet? It is disgusting that we live in an affluent community. Bad enough we have the situation on Himalayan Road, because we all know that that's been a bit of a situation. But it is a simple thing of sending out someone to pick up the garbage. That's all. And I'm thinking 11 weeks or thereabouts is far too long. It's far too long. And it just shows the complacency that everyone else in here has been saying when it comes to not understanding what's happening behind the closed doors. It is a level of complacency that makes people not trust. And somebody's got to figure this out. Okay? You were all voted to be there. I'm going to assume all did it because you wanted better. Can you honestly say that 5 weeks after a phone call to the town, and I'm sorry, sir, but 5 weeks ago, I had a very good discussion with you, okay? And nothing has been done, it got worse. It got worse. It's wrong. That said, ADUs should be being considered more. I don't know about the credits, the this, the that, but we have plenty of properties in Medford and plenty of people who have aged to the point where their in-laws may need a place, even their grown child, because of the way the housing market is. Have we done anything to address our zoning laws and our building laws and such to make them a more effective way of housing people affordably in our township without making 800 homes? And how many years, because I've lived here a long time, where no building was allowed because no sewer permits. We don't have the sewer, we don't have the infrastructure, whatever. That's a lot of infrastructure. Just saying. Please, someone get the trash taken care of, okay? You all know it. I didn't go to school for this, but I'm pretty sure I could have gotten that done.
Mr. Arnold, I agree with the law. It's been out there for for weeks. Find the people that own it. Looking at that picture, I don't think some of that stuff even qualifies to be put out for bulk trash, so they should be fined for that, but it's not right for that to be out in the street.
It's an apartment building. I'm sure that the owners weren't aware until they got the letter, but we were aware. We were aware. We have township employees, we have a dump.
Right, I understand, can't speak from your seat.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry to step on
No, it's fine.
authority there.
All right, thank you. And Mr. Harkle will take care of that post haste, thank you. Any other comments from the public? All right, seeing none, can I have a motion to close public comment? Second, thank you. All in favor? Opposed? All right, public comment is closed, and we do have a manager's report. Perhaps we'll wait for a moment. It's like the excitement is done, so there's still good stuff to follow, people. You don't have to leave yet. Sure. We'll take a recess for 5 minutes just to get everybody an opportunity